Okay, hey everybody. So I wanted to do a video about what I call voice building. And it's a process I use. I know it's like basically what an actor would do for a on-camera role. They would go work with a dialect coach and they would develop a voice for that character. So I do that because this is my normal speaking voice, and I do the trailer stuff and the promo stuff, and I kind of switch my voice around and do different things. And especially with commercial, I would kind of even go even more like a little friendlier and things like that. So I'm going to go through a couple scripts and talk about the idea of voice building. So some actors will just use their voice and they just get a script and they read it, and that's how they sound. I personally, it's just my style. I like to kind of build a sound for each project. So if it's commercial, I'll sound one way. And if it's, I kind of try to follow the specs and give them something that's a unique build for that project, if that makes sense. So let's just start. I got a book of scripts here, and let's just start with just a normal commercial read. Okay. And the commercial read for today is some guy off the street who's not a voice actor, and they're not polished at all, and they really have no idea what they're doing, and they're not selling anything. They're just in the booth reading the copy as a real person. So this is for some sort of bread product. Flavor fanatics love us because we invented flavored crust pizza. Get a $3 cheesy Howie bread for 33 cents with a $12 minimum order online. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm on the mic and I'm a voice talent because this is commercial in 2020. I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just saying this is what's trending because millennials don't like to be sold. People don't like to be sold. They like to be informed by a friend of a product. It's marketing. Flavor fanatics love us because we invented flavored crust pizza. Get a $3 cheesier Howie bread for 33 cents with a $12 minimum order online. It's like, I can't believe it. It's amazing. And see how my voice is kind of just, whatever. Vocal fry, all kinds of things are happening. And then if you wanted to do just kind of a straight announcer read, Flavor fanatics love us because we invented flavored crust pizza. Get a $3 cheesier Howie bread for 33 cents with a $12 minimum order online. So that's much more polished and slick and more announcery. So let's move on to something that's a little more trailer-esque. And of course, I have a bunch of video game stuff in here as well. And so this is cool. So this is more of a narration read. So let's kind of cover this. So the narration read, you can actually sound like you're reading. You're telling a story. You're guiding us through the copy. So excuse me for this because these are all just cold reads. Using magic to inspire people to ask questions and open their minds to greater possibilities. It is now his job to discover emerging technologies so advanced, they seem like magic. So if you see how I can put in a little bit of those dramatic pauses to kind of tell the story. So in narration, you can it's really about driving home the message and guiding through the copy. So let's try it again now that I understand what we're talking about. It's called Impossible Science, and we're really just trying to explain how science can seem like magic, apparently. Let me do it one more time. Using magic to inspire people to ask questions and open their minds to greater possibilities. It's now his job to discover emerging technologies so advanced, they seem like magic. So it's like, whoa, I'm intrigued by this voice. His voice is bringing me in. It's not my normal speaking voice. It's a little more polished and a little down and a little flatter. And I'm kind of like leaning in and I'm guiding you through this amazing story with kind of this cadence. Make sense? Cool. And then we can go back to again, and even within trailer, I would use different voices for different, cool. So here's a promo. So I would use different voices for different promos. Is it an action promo? Is it a drama promo? Is it a romantic comedy? And then I would shift my vocal palette to match the project. And this is the style that I like to do because I like to create custom voice work for the project as opposed to having like a sound you use on everything. And that's just my style. It's my preference. Everyone can do their own way. If you have a signature sound and you just want to use that for everything while interpreting the copy, that's great. And that can work. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually very smart. This is just, me doing my thing. Okay. So this is a promo for Black Lightning on the CW. And let's give it a read through. The copy is, in the city's darkest hour, one man will take charge. Black Lightning, the CW. Okay, obviously by looking at this, I see charge, I see lightning, so it's clever copywriting. It's a play on words. They want me to hit charge as if electricity or charging up a battery. So, in the city's darkest hour, one man will take charge. Black Lightning, the CW. Dare to defy. So it's a little bit softer, and it's more of a flatter voice down here. Let's try hitting it with a bit more power. It's kind of hard to hold copy. I usually read it off the monitor. In the city's darkest hour, one man will take charge. Black Lightning, only on the CW. Dare to defy. So, again, I'm going to put a lot of voice pressure into it because it's a show about action, and it's about a superhero. Again, you could also kind of lean into it if they're going to give you more of like a nighttime shot when the streets are wet and there's, street lights out and it's kind of like nighttime in the city and it's dangerous. You can play it down a little bit more whispery. In the city's darkest hour, one man will take charge. Black Lightning, the CW. See, it's more like I'm going, because the music is soft and I'm kind of going with you, guiding you through the city. Or if it's a big action spot, we can just hit it nice and big. In the city's darkest hour, one man will take charge. Black Lightning, the CW. So there's a little bit of growl and roll, and I'm projecting quite a bit of vocal pressure coming out of my chest. I think we've hit them all. So this one is cool. Let's do a sports one. These are cool too. So again, the sports one, you're going to get to project a little bit more and get to talk louder, which is nice. The 2018 FIFA World Cup on Fox is brought to you by Adidas. We are here to create. We are here to create. So something like that. You can sound kind of like a sports announcer. They're always kind of talking loud because there's a stadium, there's people, it's a live broadcast. So for something like that, and they want a sportscaster sound, you just start talking a little bit louder, like you can't hear yourself. Make sense? So, the 2018 FIFA World Cup on Fox is brought to you by Adidas. We are here to create. We are here to create. Cool. And then, there's also a lot of cool sounds that I like to do that aren't really trending anymore, like the game show announcer sound, where you can kind of push it, get more nasally. And, the 50s radio sound, which is, it has this certain prestige and and there's a lot of lower chest resonance mixed with nasal. And it has this sound like, Colgate, the original toothpaste. And now back to the program. We'll be right back with more episodes on NBC. That sort of thing, where because the radio people got into voiceover, so they still have this radio sound, and you can take the words and let them roll and flow, and yes, we're doing it. That sort of thing. Cool. 8 minutes. Let's see. Cover commercial, cover promo. Let me see what else we got in here. This is cool. So This read is called the internal monologue read, and it's as if you were thinking to yourself out loud. So in the script, you're actually, the voice actor is writing a letter. So you can kind of, like when I do it, I actually pretend to write, "Dear artificial ingredients, we swiped left. It's nothing personal. We're just looking for ingredients that are real, unique, and simple. And if we're being honest, that's just not you." So that's like me, kind of pretending to write and thinking out loud. Now, we know you might be attracted to us because we're in the freezer aisle, but we're not like those other meals. We're full of pure goodness. So my voice is kind of here. It's not big, it's not loud. It's just like, thinking to myself about this. Maybe I shouldn't use artificial ingredients anymore. And you can hear the highs and the lows. Because, I'm just kind of thinking to myself here, that sort of thing. It's a fun read. So, there's just so many reads. So, you can kind of just go through, when you go through your scripts, don't just practice one thing, kind of go through everything. So this is another good one. So this is kind of the techie read. So this would be me trying to appeal to gamers that are like, 13 to 35. So I would kind of be like cool and over the top, and I put a little bit more air into the read like this. So unlock free in-game rewards with the Galaxy S7 game pack. Go further in your favorite games. See, I'm kind of excited and I'm got a big smile and I'm putting more air into the read. So it's a totally different read. Take on bigger, badder foes now that you have the edge. And I'm pushing and my voice a little bit more, and there's some of this like, I don't even know what you call it, just excitement in there. Start your journey with more treasure, so your victories will be even sweeter. Unleash your courage and bravery to become the leader your team needs for victory. It's just pumped, bro. That sort of thing. Cool. I hope you enjoyed going over some read styles with me. Remember, so 2 schools. You can just be you and have your voice and just interpret copy. Or you can start getting more into vocal modulation and building voices. And again, it's up to you. I would get comfortable with the first before you start expanding into the second, just because you really want to be able to tell an authentic story before you start trying to get into the nuances of the sound. But coming from the audio background, I like the idea of like hitting certain frequencies and be able to cut in the mix and things like that. And it's kind of nerdy, but I think it helps create a better finished product, if that makes sense. Cool. All right. Have a good weekend, everyone.